A reading from the first book of Kings. At the mountain of God, Horeb, Elijah came to a cave where he took shelter. But the word of the Lord came to him. Go outside and stand on the mountain before the Lord. The Lord will be passing by. A strong and heavy wind was rending the mountains and crushing the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, there was a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. After the fire, there was a tiny whispering sound. When he heard this, Elijah hid his face in his cloak and went and stood at the entrance of the cave. A voice said to him, "Elijah, why are you here?" He replied, "I have been most zealous for the Lord, the God of hosts. But the children of Israel have forsaken your covenant and torn down your altars and put your prophets to the sword. I alone am left, and they seek to take my life." The Lord said to him, "Go, take the road back to the desert near Damascus. When you arrive, you shall anoint Hazael as king of Aram. Then you shall anoint Jehu, son of Nimshi, as king of Israel, and Elisha, son of Shaphat of Abel-Meholah, as prophet to succeed you." The word of the Lord. And our psalm today is, "I long to see your face, O Lord. I long to see your face, O Lord. Hear, O Lord, the sound of my call. Have pity on me and answer me. Of you my heart speaks. You my glance seeks. I long to see your face, O Lord. Your presence, O Lord, I seek. Hide not your face from me. Do not repel your servant. You are my helper. Cast me not off. I long to see your face, O Lord. I believe that I shall see the bounty of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord with courage. Be stout-hearted and wait for the Lord. I long to see your face, O Lord."
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than to have your whole body thrown into Gehenna. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than to have your whole body go into Gehenna. It was also said, 'Whoever divorces his wife must give her a bill of divorce.' But I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, causes her to commit adultery, and whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Just going to focus for a few moments on our first reading from the book of Kings. Elijah is frightened. He's scared. He's a prophet, as you know, and as the way all prophets go, they're out to get him. They don't like what God is saying through him to the people. They're being challenged, and they don't like it at all, not one bit, so they're out to get him. And he knows what happens to all prophets. They are killed. He knows he could be next. So he runs up Mount Horeb, finds a cave. He's in there, and he's trying to find God to help him. And so he walks to the entrance of the cave, and he's trying to hear God. He's begging God to help him. They're after me. They're going to get me. And so he listens, and there's a wind, a driving wind. God is not in the wind. There's an earthquake. All this horrible. Not God is not in the earthquake. There's a raging fire. God is not in the raging fire. Where is God when Elijah finally calms down and he hears God and the silent whisper in his heart? And the silent whisper in his heart. And he's now able to hear God. I think there's a lesson to us in that, for us. Some years ago, there was a young man who was trying to decide a big thing in his life. And so every day, he's asking God to help him to make this decision. And he's constantly asking God to help him make this decision. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? All day long, it seems. He's so frantic about it. So finally he came to me and says, I just don't hear God telling me. He's not helping me at all. I'm just begging him all day long. I'm doing this. And nothing. I said, oh, okay. Let's think about that. All day long, you're asking God for the same thing, right? Yep. I said, okay, so you've asked him about 1 million times by now? Yep. All right. And you're not getting anywhere? No. I said, well, let's try something new then. Why don't you just go to your prayer chair, sit down, be quiet. Be quiet. Forget asking anymore about this. You've already done it 1 million times. I think God has heard you the first time. You don't have to keep doing that. Just be quiet now and listen in the silence of your heart and just be in God's presence. Just be in God's presence. He said, oh, never thought of that. And he did it, and things worked out very well for him. Very, very well. So today, my sisters and brothers, find a quiet place. Could be your prayer chair, could be outside, somewhere, and just be quiet. Just be in the presence of God. God is with you. He's never leaving you. He's always there, living right there. You don't have to go look for him. He's right there. Just be. And just enjoy that sweet, quiet, beautiful presence of God who is with you.